What's happening, family? It's Cat Sports again, back for another afternoon with my people. Now, as usual, before I get started, let me give a shout out to the JBT community. It's just boxing talk. We're a group of people that just love to talk boxing. And we're always looking for others to join us. You don't have to have a podcast. The only requirement is you just have to love to talk boxing. That's all. That's all. Miss Cass, hashtag JBT. BN Boxing News. Salute, bro. Hope you're enjoying your vacation out there. Al Booger. Salute to everyone and welcome to another episode of Cat Sports, the Box Storian. This is the Friday afternoon edition. How is everybody doing this Friday afternoon? Back at another weekend already. And we got 4 fight cards tomorrow. We got one from Texas, the UK, I believe it's Argentina, and I know we got one from Japan. Okay, I'm going to just go over and tell you who's fighting. Yeah, Santa Fe, Argentina, and Osaka, Japan. Yeah, I'm going to go over real quick, tell you who's fighting. And today is Friday, profile day, and the profile is on the Motor City Cobra, Thomas the Hitman Hearns. Yeah, the man, one of the best jabs ever in the history of the sport, and one of the top power punches. That right hand was awesome. Specialized in the up jab, kind of like an uppercut hook type of jab. He come behind that up jab with that big right hand. That's who we're going to talk about today. Mike Masick in the building. Salute, Mike. Welcome to the Friday afternoon edition of Cat Sports, the Box Storian. Friday is the profile day. We will finish up the decades Monday with the 90s. Yesterday was supposed to be the last day, but they shut me out Wednesday. I couldn't get in. So we had to do the 80s yesterday. But I got a big week planned for you next week anyway. The first things first, we're going to talk about the Hitman today. Got 4 big cards coming up tomorrow. And we got some big fights coming up. Next week is fight week for Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. Remember when a lot of people was thinking we wasn't going to get it because Ryan was acting like a mental case. But hey, we almost did. I think Ryan was getting ready all the time. Wouldn't be surprised if you pulled the upset. I don't know why so many people is making so much out of that 3-3 in the amateur. That's just 3 rounds. 6 3-round fights. This is different. This is the pros. Okay? You got 12 rounds. So I don't pay too much attention to that. Those 6 fights Devin and Ryan had in the amateurs when they went 3-3-9. That's something totally different. I'm thinking Devin will probably go almost a shutout. He'll dance around the ring for 12 rounds. Ryan don't know how to cut it off. If he couldn't cut it off on Tago, he sure can't cut it off on Devin. Come on now. But Ryan has that left hook, has those fast hands, and that left hook. That's about all he has. He has that shoulder roll too, remember? The one where he throws himself out of position, then as a form of defense, he turns his back. Remember his last fight when the referee kept warning the guy for hitting Ryan in the back? But every time the guy would start his punch, Ryan would turn his back. Where else was the guy supposed to hit him at? That was crazy. We got a big baby tomorrow, Abdullah Mason. hope we get through today without any technical difficulties like yesterday. And I don't know what YouTube is doing, man. I couldn't get on Wednesday. I kept cutting off yesterday. And when I ended yesterday's show, I had 28 likes. When I woke up this morning, I only had 11. Man, I don't understand that. But I go into the analytics, and I still got my 28 likes there. But, I don't know where the 11 came from. I had the most people in the building yesterday I ever had. Ever. And I know I had more than 11 likes. I put 6 of them on there myself, between me, Miss Cass' account, my grandchildren, my children. So I got 6 likes when I start out. So I know I got more than 5 more likes. But it is what it is. This is Cass Sports, the Box Story. If it's a weekday, 2 o'clock, it's the Box Story. And here I am, your friendly neighborhood box story. That's a boxing historian. You got to ask the mayor of YouTube, Thomas Hill, for the rest of the definition. He gave me a whole big paragraph. I got it written down somewhere. But it's profile day. You see Thomas the Hitman Hearns on the screen. So how's the tickets doing? Are they doing any better by today? We got Devin Haney fans talking about he's the face of boxing, but he can't even sell out a venue. And the Voice been going in on the last couple of days. I've been enjoying that. Y'all been over to the Voice show the last couple of days. He been going in on those Devin Haney fans, man, deep. Woo. Deep. We've been putting foot deep up in that behind. But I've been enjoying it. They deserve it. They're different. I thought Canelo fans was bad. Devin Haney fans make Canelo fans look like hardcores. It's crazy. The man can do no wrong. They complain about giving him a rehydration clause, but like the Voice said, they okay with the man rehydrating up to super middleweight for the fight. They okay with that. It's just crazy. They're bad for the sport. Mike Grimm in the building. What's up, Mike Grimm? I always give it a little bit of time. About 2:30, give my people time to get here. They're coming. Salute, Mike Grimm. How are you today? Profile day. Thomas the Hitman Hearns. Salute to Mike Grimm, always in the building. JBT member and big time Cass Sports supporter. Mike Grimm. You're telling me that Canelo card is pretty good too. Coming up May 4th. Cinco de Mayo. Boots side with the Zone. I mean, who else do they have? Only other welterweight I can think of at the Zone is Conor Benn. And last time I heard, he couldn't fight in the UK. So, but I heard a rumor somewhere that it's going to be Boots and Conor Benn. That would be a big fight in the UK. Those UK fans would love Boots because they are very good boxing fans over there. Yeah, they love their boxing. They would love Boots. They appreciate good talent. I'll just be glad to see the young man get back in the ring. I think he's getting his situation straightened out. His I don't know if it was his promoter or his manager had passed away, remember? So he hadn't been in there since July of last year. But he should be getting back in there soon. And where's the GOAT? I was always talking about we had the schedule, but we didn't have the Face of Boxing, Boots or the GOAT. So the Face of Boxing is back on there in June. Ever heard anything about the GOAT yet? She had the MMA fight, and her and Alicia Baumgartner is going back and forth. But I don't think we'll ever get that fight because the weight differential is just too much between those two ladies, I think. Where would they fight at? I mean, The growth is not coming down but so much, and Alicia is not going up but so much. So, very interesting. Very interesting. But how's everybody doing this afternoon? Hope everybody's ready for the weekend. So we had Pro Box this week, 4 fights tomorrow. Excellent time to be a boxing fan. Plus, excellent time to be a sports fan. Baseball is back in full swing. We're pulling up on the NBA playoffs coming around, and NHL playoffs, have they started yet? I know they should be coming up pretty soon. Yeah, I'm an NHL fan too. Those guys are some amazing athletes. All they do, man. You know, pushing that puck up and down the ice, passing it, defending. You got the guys receiving the passes, doing all that stuff while skating. Just amazing athletes, man. Yeah. Some of the best athletes around, those NHL guys. Yes, they are. I get into it around playoff time, just like NBA. Because the NBA, they don't really start playing hard until playoff time. The rest of the season, they're just going through the motions. We're going to get into the Hitman, probably about 2:30, about 10 or 15 more minutes, and over these cards real quick. I'm not going to go over the card from Japan because those names, I looked at them earlier. I can't pronounce any of them. I'll just say we got a card coming from Osaka, Japan tomorrow. Yeah, 4 big cards. We got one on ESPN, ESPN Plus, and then the Zone. So we got a big day tomorrow, boxing fan. We're going to be busy watching fights. And we got the JBT meeting tomorrow at 1. Don't forget that. All are welcome. We would like to see some more people come in and give us some ideas. We have some more positions to fill. Okay, 1 o'clock tomorrow. Jay Hardcore will have the link in the morning. Okay. And then after the fights tomorrow, we get together. I don't know whose channel it's going to be on. We take turns. We had the first one on the Rise podcast, and then Just Do did it last week. And likely be Jay Hardcore's channel tomorrow night. Like 5 minutes after the last fight ends, we go on and talk about the fights. We all take turns. It's going to be, we already had Rise and Just Do them out. We got Jay Hardcore and the Queen, Remo, and me. I'm trying to be last. It'll be on my channel last. So like 4 more weeks. We got Jay Hardcore and Remo, then me. So we got like a month before the recap will be on Cast Sports. So we take all our channels and link in. So that'll be the biggest audience I ever had. Okay. Guess I got to get a haircut and everything because I probably have to turn my camera on for that show. Yeah. But yeah, stop by for the meeting tomorrow. Have a good time in there. Get business done. We need a secretary, need a treasurer, and a few other things. I'm on the recruitment team. Already got a couple recruits. I'm responsible for one of them. He's supposed to be at the meeting tomorrow. He might be in here later today too. He was here yesterday. I can't think of his name right now. I got it written down somewhere. Wow. But I recruited him. Yeah, you two better leave me alone, man. I had 28 likes yesterday, and then this morning I had 11. That's crazy. Freestyle Media Sports is the guy that I recruited, yeah, to the JBT network. I told you I had it written down. We're going to start in about 5 or 10 minutes. How's everybody doing today? We're going to talk about Thomas the Hitman Hearns, one of the 4 kings, one of the legendary 4 kings. You know, Thomas the Hitman Hearns, as powerful as that right hand was, he started out as a light punching boxer. That's unbelievable, isn't it? But man, Emmanuel Stewart, the legendary trainer, developed him into a power puncher. Like me and Jay Hardcore was talking about this morning in the Hangout. He probably always had the power, but Emmanuel developed it, probably showed him the technique to get that power out of him. You know? And wow, did he ever have some power? one of the greatest power punchers ever. I think Boxer Records, somebody ranked him like number 30 something. I got it. We're gonna get into it. Yeah, but one of the top power guys of all time, the Hitman, and one of the best jabs. Yeah, he got robbed, Sugar Ray, the second time. Outboxed Sugar Ray twice, but the first time he got careless and got his gas tank kind of hurt him. This was the first fight. Gas tank kind of hurt him, and always had a suspect chin. And Sugar Ray needed a knockout to win that first fight, and he got it. Knocked Hearns through the ropes at the 13th, and then in the 14th, Hearns didn't recover. By the time he came back out, and Sugar Ray stopped him. Then in the second fight, he knocked Sugar Ray down 2 times. And outboxed him again, but they called it a draw. That was a robbery. So he never did get the win against Sugar Ray. Out of the 9 total Four Kings fights, Hearns was in 4 of them. You know, he had 2 fights against Sugar Ray, 1 against Roberto Duran, and 1 against Hagler. And out of those 9 fights, there were 3 stoppages. 3 didn't go the distance. Hearns was involved in all 3 of them that didn't go the distance. He stopped Roberto Duran, and then he was stopped by Hagler and Sugar Ray. So yeah, out of the 3 Four Kings fights that didn't go the distance, Tommy Hearns was involved in all 3 of them. Yep. Yes, he was. Thomas, the Hitman Hearns. Yeah, we're gonna start in about 5 minutes. A few more people get here. I know Lonnie Lee is coming. He gets off at 2:30. And if that red light catches him, he'll check in and say hello. Texting at the red light, you know? Yeah. But everybody ready for the weekend? If you're not ready, you better get ready because it's here. It's another one upon us. They come around fast. And watch, like I tell you, we don't have a Saturday. Because watch, once today ends, it'll be Sunday. And before you know it, I'll be back Monday asking you, did you have a nice weekend? In a couple of hours from now. But it's all good. And they say when you get older, time goes fast. But I hear young people talking about how fast time is going. Because, you know, my theory is they keep going up and down in that space shuttle, and they got that International Space Station up there. They done messed around and speeded the Earth up. That's why time is going so fast. This time is going by faster than normal. And they don't know how to stop it. And they're not going to tell us. Yeah, Miss Cass think I'm crazy, just like y'all do. But I stand by that theory. Yeah. Let's get ready to talk about these fights tomorrow. We got like I said, 4 cards. One from Texas. That's where is that at in Texas? I'll get way down there. Big Baby's card is in Corpus Christi, Texas. Manchester, England. Argentina. Yep. Santa Fe, Argentina. I don't know what network that's on. And then Osaka, Japan. I don't know what network that's on. It's the one that's not on Tuesday morning. The one from Osaka, Japan. You know, the Monster's coming up next month. May 6th, yeah, against I forgot the guy's name, but I don't think it'll be anybody that any risk of beating him. Well, there's always risk of losing, but I don't think not the Monster. Nah, they're talking about him and Tank someday, but I don't know. Where would they fight at? I see the Monster at 126 eventually, maybe 130. I think Tank would have to come down to 130. That would be a big money fight, though. But I believe the Monster would have to come out of Japan for that one. Yeah. I ain't got Tank to face the boxing going to no Japan. They say the Monster has fought in the United States before, but I don't remember. You probably can't do that stacking. under those gloves. Look like the man is wearing a cast on his head. Wow. I don't know whatever happened to the guy on the last Monster card. The guy had went into a coma. It was so hard to find information about that. The last I had heard, he had still been in the hospital in a coma. And they can stack over there. Maybe that has something to do with that stack. Because the way the Monster's glove is stacked, man, it's got to give him a little extra power. But to take nothing away from the guy is bad now. I'm not trying to take anything away from him. He's a bad man. They owe you anyway. And his little brother's a champion too. His little brother has one of the belts that Monster dropped at 118 when he went up to fight Cool Boy. 118, his first division, he was undisputed in. His little brother grabbed one of those belts. Takuma in a way. And they also have a cousin that fights. The cousin fought the same weekend a few months back that Takuma fought on. So yeah, a boxing family. Oh, he died? Thank you, E-Class. Okay, I did not know that. Yeah, so the guy died. Okay, I guess he never came out of that coma. Wow. E-Class in the building. Appreciate that information. Yeah, it was so hard to find information on this situation. I was keeping you up on a day by day for a while, but wow. Thank you, E-Class. I didn't know that. Yeah. But that's part of our sport, unfortunately, you know. We've had deaths over the years. You know, the guys know what they're getting themselves in for, but it's still unfortunate, you know. That was the reason they went, like we talked about yesterday, went from 15 to 12 rounds when Dooku Kim died after the fight, after injuries he sustained in the fight against Boom Boom Mancini back in the 80s. I think it was like 84. They went to 12 rounds, but they were still having 15 and 12 round fights at the time. But eventually, they went to 12 and 10. Because there were 10, 12, and 15 round fights at that time. But they dropped 15 altogether. Yeah. But see, it still happens, you know. And I don't understand why they want to give the women 12 rounds, 3 minutes, because, you know, whatever can happen in 10 rounds, 2 minutes. They may as well give them 12 rounds, 3 minutes, because they're putting themselves in the same type of danger. Just don't understand it. Let's talk about this card from these 4 cards real quick, just very briefly. Okay, we got 4 of them. The first one is from Corpus Christi, Texas. That's headlined by Big Baby, Jared Anderson, the second Big Baby. And he's going up against, what's my place? Why does this thing keep moving on me? Okay. But there they go. From Corpus Christi, Texas. Jared Anderson versus Riyad Murhi. That's 12 rounds in the heavyweight division. Also on the card, Efe Ajagba. Now, I was wishing it had been Big Baby against Efe Ajagba. But Efe Ajagba is fighting my big fingers. Bear with me for a minute. I done clicked off of the site. On ESPN, they give you the whole card. Efe Ajagba is fighting Guido Vianello. 10 rounds in the heavyweight division. Damn. Justin James in the building. Hashtag JBT. Salute, Justin. Welcome to another episode of Cast Sports. It's Friday, Profile Day. Profile is Thomas the Hitman Hearns. I'm just going over these cards. 4 cards tomorrow, real quick. Just mention who's fighting on them. We have the co-main is Efe Ajagba versus Guido Vianello. Robson Conceição back in action. Robson is going up against Jose Ivan Guardado, 8 rounds junior lightweights. What is Robson doing fighting 8 rounds? That man has been in a few, like 3 12-round championship fights. Oh, that's strange. Been robbed twice. I thought he beat Oscar Valdez and Navarrete. He got robbed against Valdez and Navarrete. They called it a draw. Navarrete was too happy to get that draw, which tells me he knows he lost. Then we got Julian Delgado versus Juan C. Tomás, couple prospect, 4 rounds in the middleweight division. Ruben Villa versus Christian Cruz, Chacon, 10 rounds featherweights. When I first saw that, I said, oh, Villa's back in there, but I was thinking about Roymond Villa, the one that Boots beat up. He hadn't been back in the ring since. Hope the young man's okay. John Rincon versus, and Villa and Cruz is in the featherweight division, 10 rounds. You know, Conceicion's junior lightweight. We got John Rincon versus Daniel Alvarez, 6-round welterweights. Got Abdullah back in there. Abdullah Mason. He's going up against Ronald Ron, 8-round lightweights. I think that might be Abdullah's first 8-rounder. Don't quote me on that, but I think it might be. Yeah. Abdullah's first 8-rounder. Excuse the noise. Got like 2 phones, a notebook, all kinds of stuff up here, a laptop. Okay, yeah. But Abdullah's going 8 rounds this time against Ronald Ron. Charlie Juarez versus Luis Correa, 8 rounds, junior featherweights. Jalon Walker versus Alejandro Guerrero, 8 rounds, junior lightweights. Ali Feliz versus Anthony Woodson III, couple prospects, 4 rounds, heavyweights. Then the card is in next card is in Manchester, England. Headlined by Jordan Gill versus Alpha Barrett, 12 rounds, junior lightweights. We got a women's championship fight on there. Ellie Goatney versus Segaline Lefebvre, 10 rounds. Unification. Goatney's IBF and junior featherweight, IBF junior featherweight title. Lefebvre's at the WBO junior featherweight. Okay. Another title fight, Rhiannon Dixon versus Karen Elizabeth Carabajal. 2 women's title fights, 10 rounds, 2 minutes. For the vacant WBO women's lightweight title. I don't know why they don't get a women's 12 rounds, 3 minutes. At least in the title fights. Come on, man. At least in the title fight. But Jake Paul is. All of Jake Paul's fights are at least 3 minutes because he had a prospect fight on his last card between 2 women and they fought. It was 4 rounds, but it was 3 minutes. Yep. Michael Gomez Jr. versus Kane Baker, 10 rounds in the junior lightweight division. Jordan Flynn versus Kampela Maharusi, 8 rounds lightweights. Brandon Scott versus Rodrigo Matias, 6 rounds featherweights. Jimmy Sands versus Matus Kalecki, 6 rounds middleweights. William Kroller versus Fabio Cascone, 6 rounds. Junior middleweights. This is a big card too. The Zone always had those big cards and they show every one of them. Every fight. Jack Turner versus Abdul Kisi Ngoma, 6 rounds, junior bantamweight. I don't think I'm doing too bad. I ain't touching that card from Japan. I looked at it earlier. I couldn't pronounce not one name on it. Stephen Clark versus Jensen Irving, 4 rounds middleweight. And then from Argentina, last card, Tobias Reyes versus Sixto Dionel Perez, 10 rounds flyweight. Then we got a women's fight on this one. Victoria Bustos. Victoria Noella Bustos versus Edith Soledad Matisse, 10 rounds, junior lightweight. Of course, 10 rounds, 2 minutes. Matthias Joe Paganza versus Diego Darlo Lascano. Couple prospects again, 4 rounds welterweights. Thiago Dylan Gonzalez versus Daniel Rodolfo Gomez, 4 rounds junior flyweights. Matthias Ezekiel Moore versus Brian Damian Gomez, 4 rounds, super middleweights. And then from Osaka, Japan. I'm not going to touch that one. I don't feel like doing any butchering today. Okay, let's get ready to talk about the Hitman. Okay, Thomas, the Hitman Hearns, also known as the Motor City Cobra. Cobra. All right. Hope you're enjoying your vacation out there, be unboxing news. As hard as you work, you deserve that vacation, bro. Big time. If anybody deserves a vacation, it's be unboxing. And he got his channel back up and running too. If you haven't subscribed, get over there and subscribe and check him out. Turn your notifications on. The unboxing news. We're gonna get him in this lineup too, eventually. Yes, we are. Okay, bear with me for a minute. Get the Hitman ready for you. And like I was saying, as big as the puncher he ended up being, he started out as a light punching boxer. Emmanuel Stewart turned him into the heavy-handed, but he had to always have that power in him. Emmanuel just brought it out of him, told him the proper technique and everything. Ed McQueen could probably explain to you how Emmanuel did that. You know, no, probably to it. I know he can. No doubt. Ed McQueen will put you down with it. Thomas Hearns. Let's get into this. Now, Thomas Hearns. He was born October 18th, 1958. Okay? He's an American former professional boxer. He competed from 1977 to 2006. 29-year career. Nicknamed the Motor City Cobra, but more famously known as the Hitman. Okay? Tall, slender build, oversized arms and shoulders allowed him to move up over 50 pounds in his career. Okay? And become the first boxer in history to win world titles in 5 weight divisions: welterweight, junior middleweight, middleweight, super middleweight, and light heavyweight. Now, Manny Pacquiao went up 8 divisions, but Hearns actually went up more weight than Manny. But see, Manny went up more divisions because the divisions Manny was going through were 3 rounds apart. So that's why he had more divisions than Hearns. But Hearns actually went up more pounds. Manny went up like 43 pounds total. Hearns went up 50 pounds. Yes. Moved up 50 pounds in his career over 5 divisions. But they were a little more distance apart than Manny. That's why Manny had more divisions under his belt. You know, holds the record at 8. But Amanda Serrano is right behind Manny at 7, and she's still active. So she might end up with the record. Amanda. Yeah. Now, Hearns had a total in his career of 67 fights, okay? He won 61, lost 5, had that 1 draw with Sugar Ray, which really was a win, but they called it a draw, so it's a draw on his record, and 48 by way of knockout, okay? 6 feet 1 inches tall. That's tall for a welterweight. Put out of the orthodox stance, okay? And he carried his power with him all the way from welterweight all the way up to cruiserweight. Still had fight-ending power. Okay? Still had fight-ending power. Yeah, he was a bad man, wasn't he, Al Booker? Now, he was named Fighter of the Year by the Ring Magazine in 1980 and by the Boxing Writers Association of America in 1984. Okay? The one in 1984 was followed his knockout of Roberto Duran. Yeah, that was vicious. We're going to talk about that shortly. Now, he was known as a devastating puncher throughout his career. Like I was saying, even at cruiserweight, okay, carried his power through all those 5 divisions, all 5 of those weight divisions. You know, he had his power even at cruiserweight despite having gone through 5 weight classes. Now, he's ranked number 18 on Ring Magazine's list of 100 greatest punchers of all time. And I sit here and just told you 30-something. 18, okay? That ain't bad at all. Ranked number 18. And currently, he's ranked number 78 in BoxRec's ranking of the greatest pound-for-pound boxers of all time. 78. Yeah, that's not bad. On June 10th, 2012, Hearns was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame. First ballot Hall of Fame, because he ended his career in 2006, remember? And it takes 5 years. He was voted in 2011, officially inducted in 2012, the next year. Casual's Corner in the building. Ant McQueen, Casual's Corner in the building. Casual's Corner. So everybody in here subscribe to them. But just make sure you turn your notifications on so you don't miss those fighter breakdowns of fights. The mayor of YouTube, Thomas Hill, is usually in there with Ant, breaking them down. Okay? So you definitely don't want to miss that. Anytime you get to hear the mayor break them down. Yep. Casual's Corner. Okay, let's take a look at the Hitman's early life. Here's a younger Hitman. That's like the youngest one I could find. Early life. Now, like I said, he was born in Grand Junction, Tennessee. We all know him as fighting out of Detroit. But he was born in Tennessee, Grand Junction, October 18th, 1958. Youngest of 3 children in his mother's first marriage. Now, in her second marriage, she had 6 more children, okay? Joined the first 3. And on her own, she raised Tommy and all his siblings in Grand Junction, Tennessee. Now, when they was 5 years old, that's when the family moved to Detroit, Michigan. That's where we know him as the Hitman from Detroit, Michigan. There's Lonnie Lee in the building. Salute Lonnie Lee. How are you today, my friend? You made it to another weekend. Salute to Lonnie Lee, everybody. He's off work and in the building, starting out another weekend. 4 cards tomorrow from Corpus Christi, Texas, Manchester, England, Argentina, Santa Fe, Argentina, and Osaka, Japan. I don't know what network Argentina and Osaka, Japan is on, but I know Corpus Christi, Texas is Bob Father, so that's ESPN, ESPN Plus, and Manchester is Eddie Hearn, and that's the Zone. Some people say Dazzin, but the Zone, yeah, tomorrow. Everybody hit the like. I told y'all, man, I had 28 likes when I finished yesterday, but I woke up this morning, I had 11. I don't know what happened to my likes. Did some of y'all go back and take the like back? No, I'm just kidding. YouTube took them. I don't know what's going on with that. But I went into the analytics part, and I still had my 28. But when you pull up yesterday's show, it's showing 11. But I had 28 when I finished, so I don't know. Couldn't get on Wednesday. I went off like 3 times yesterday. Now they're taking my life. What are they trying to do to me? But yeah, when Tommy was 5, they moved to Detroit, Michigan. Okay. Now he had an amateur record of 155 wins, 8 losses, 163 amateur fights. In 1977, Tommy won the National Amateur Athletic Union Light Welterweight Championship. Beat a guy by the name of Barbie Joe Young of Steubenville, Ohio. Steubenville, Ohio, in the final. And in 77, he also won the National Golden Glove Light Welterweight Championship. The Hitman, okay? All right. Let's move on to the pros. When Tommy went on into the professional ranks, okay? Now, he began his professional boxing career in Detroit, Michigan, under the tutelage of legendary trainer Emanuel Stewart. Oh, I don't know how I went past this. There's Emanuel and Tommy. Okay, out of that legendary trainer Emanuel Stewart, who worked out of that legendary Kronk Gym. I know y'all heard of it, the old Kronk Gym. A lot of great fighters came out of there. Yeah, in 77, he began his career under the tutelage of Emanuel Stewart. Okay. Now, like I was just telling you, Stewart had changed Hearns from a light-hitting amateur boxer to one of the most devastating punches in boxing history. Like me and Jay Hardcore was saying earlier, and Ant McQueen is in here now, he probably could explain this. He probably already had the power in him. I guess Emmanuel showed him the right technique or whatever to bring that power out of him right there. He had to already have it in him, but he just didn't know how to use it properly. I guess Emmanuel, because Emmanuel changed him into that devastating power puncher he became. One of the most devastating in boxing history. Yeah. So, you can't teach power. It had to be in him. Emmanuel just brought it out of him. Okay? Now, Hearns won 6 major world titles in 5 weight divisions during his pro career. Okay? He beat future boxing Hall of Famers who are now in the Hall of Fame. They was future when he beat them, but all these guys in the Hall of Fame now. Pepino Cuevas, Wilfred Benitez, Virgil Hill, and the Hands of Stone, Roberto Duran. In addition, he won the IBO title at cruiserweight. That's one of the smaller sanctioning bodies, International Boxing Organization. But Hearns had that title. He started his career by knocking out his first 17 opponents. Okay. Now in 1980, let me go down some. I got to switch my slide presentation. I'm scared. This thing, I'm scared to do anything. But so far, so good. In 1980, I lost my place. Okay, bear with me for a second. Where was I? Who's away? Yeah, in 1980, Hearns carried his 28-0 record going into his first title fight. He was 28-0, right? He went up against Pepino Cuevas in his first title shot. That's them on the screen. Hearns ended Cuevas' 4-year reign as welterweight champion by beating him by TKO in the second round. That was the year that he was voted Fighter of the Year by Ring Magazine. Okay, 1980. Now, his next significant fight was against Sugar Ray Leonard. Okay, the next year, 1981. Okay, there you go. In 1981, it was like 3 fights later, because by that time he was a WBA champion, which he took from Pepino. He was 32-0 with 30 knockouts. That is a serious knockout rate. Bear with 1 minute. Let me get my calculator. Every time I see that word knockout rate, I gotta calculate it. 32-0 with 30 knockouts. Okay. Wow. That's the knockout rate of. Wait a minute now. 32 equals 93% knockout rate going into that fight against Sugar Ray. Told you he was just devastating power, man. Okay. Now, Sugar Ray was the WBC champion. They were unified. They were actually going for undisputed because that's all we had then was WBA and WBC. The IBF came along, I think, 83, a couple years later, right? They're going for undisputed. Leonard was 30-1, you remember. His only loss had come to Roberto Duran in 1980. Hearns was 32-0, 30 knockouts, 93% knockout rate. Leonard was 30-1. And they were going to unify the World Welterweight Championship. Actually undisputed because that's all we had, WBA, WBC. In a fight called The Showdown. Now in this fight, Hearns suffered his first professional loss when Leonard stopped him in the 14th round. Now Leonard needed a knockout to win, okay? In the 13th round, Leonard was behind on points on all 3 judges' cards, and he needed a knockout to win the fight. and he come on strong, put Hearns through the ropes toward the end of the round. And Hearns was hurt bad, out of gas, and the referee started the count, but Hearns was saved by the bell. Okay, it was one of those fights where the couldn't be saved by the bell rule was not in effect because Leonard caught him within the last 10 seconds, and the bell saved Hearns. Ray Patterson in the building. Salute, Ray Patterson. Good to see you again, bro. We're talking about Thomas the Hitman Hearns today. Hope you enjoyed the show. We always do a profile on a former boxer on Friday. Today is the Hitman, Thomas Hearns. Talking about that first fight with Sugar Ray Leonard. Hearns ran out of gas, winning on all three judges' cards. Leonard needed a knockout. Hearns ran out of gas in the 13th round, and Leonard caught him, put him through the rope, and then Hearns did not recover. The bell saved Hearns, but he did not recover in between rounds and came out in the 14th. Leonard pinned him on the ropes, unloading on him, and the referee stepped in and stopped it after Leonard staggered him with an overhand right, got him up against the ropes, and the referee had seen enough. Davey Pearl, pretty good referee, stepped in and stopped the fight. Now, Hearns and Leonard banked a combined $17 million for this fight. And at the time, it was the highest purse in sports history. Not just boxing, in sports history at the time. The highest purse. Now, the following year, Leonard retired due to a detached retina that resulted from that fight. Leonard's eye was big as a tennis ball after that fight. Yeah. And there would be no rematch until 1989, a lot of years later. Okay. So the next significant fight, Hearns was going for the junior middleweight championship, okay? This one was against Wilfredo Benitez. There they are. Junior middleweight championship. After that fight, Hearns moved up in weight and won the WBC Cooper middleweight title. Cooper welterweight, junior middleweight, 154 title, okay? From boxing legend and Hall of Famer and three-time world champion at the time, Wilfred Benitez. Wilfred Benitez had 44 wins, 1 loss at the time. His only loss had come to Sugar Ray Leonard. Bruce Gass, Boxing, Jazz, and more in the building. Salute, Bruce Gass. We are talking about the Hitman today. Bruce Gass lived through this time period too, when all this was going on and on. And Leonard, Leonard and Hearns were 2 of the 4 kings. Okay. Benitez, now all the 4 kings, Benitez fought all of them. The only 4 king he didn't fight was Marvin Hagler, but he fought Hearns, Leonard, Leonard, and Duran. Of all the combinations between the 4 kings and Benitez, the only one that didn't happen was Benitez versus Hagler. Yeah. So anyway, he moved up in weight and challenged Wilfred Benitez for his WBC title. And Benitez was 44-1 at the time. Only loss coming to Sugar Ray Leonard, one of the other 4 kings. December 1982 in New Orleans. Okay. So Hearns ended up winning it. Okay. And he ended up defending that title against European champion Luigi Minchillo, who was 42-1. Roberto Duran. He stopped Duran in 2 rounds. Number 1 contender, Fred Hutchins, who was 29-1. 3rd round knockout. And the next number 1 contender was Mark Badal, who was 26-2. Stopped him in the 8th round. And during his reign at junior welterweight, the 2-round destruction of Roberto Duran, in which he became the first boxer to ever stop Roberto Duran, okay? That's seen as his biggest achievement right there, when he stopped Duran in 2 rounds, being the first man to do that, okay? And he won his 2nd Fighter of the Year award in 1984. Okay, that was the year of the Duran fight. After the Duran fight, his next significant fight was against the Marvelous One. There's him and Duran right there. Okay. Roberto. After the Duran fight, his next significant fight was against Marvin Hagler. Okay. We talked about that yesterday. There they go. Hagler versus Hearns. Okay. Now, while remaining the super welterweight junior middleweight champion, he moved up into the middleweight division to challenge undisputed middleweight champion Marvin Hagler. This was in 1985. Okay. Now this fight was called The Fight before the fight, but after the fight ended, it was changed to The War. Okay. Started out, it was billed as The Fight, but after it was over, it was changed to The War. Okay. This fight has been often been labeled as the greatest 3 rounds in boxing history. Okay. 3-round fight won Fight of the Year. And the first round won Round of the Year. Okay. Imagine that. 3-round fight win Fight of the Year. The Mighty Rise podcast in the building. The Closer. Weekdays 9 p.m., 12 p.m. on Sunday. Salute to the Mighty Rise podcast. Closer for the JBT in the building. We are talking about the hitman Thomas Hearns today. Right now we are at him versus Marvin Hagler. The War. Okay. It was called The Fight before the fight, but after the fight ended, it was changed to The War. 3-round fight, Fight of the Year. First round, Round of the Year. It's often been labeled as the 3 greatest rounds in boxing history. Okay. And this fight elevated both fighters to superstar status. Okay. Now, Hearns was able to stun Hagler shortly after the fight began. But he broke his right hand in the first round, right? But he did manage to open a deep cut on Hagler's forehead that caused the ring doctor to consider a stoppage. Okay? So this is when Hagler realized he had to get him out of there. But the fight was allowed to continue at that point. And the ring commentators said the last thing Hagler needed was this fight to be stopped by a cut. And the fight went back and forth, thumb. But Hearns was unable to capitalize on his early success against Hagler. As a result of breaking his right hand, Hearns began to use lateral movement and a good jab to keep Hagler at bay the best he could. Now, when he started out using this tactic, it worked fairly well. But in the 3rd round, Hagler caught Hearns and staggered him. And then he got him against the ropes, caught him with a crushing right hand, knocked Hearns down. Now, Hearns beat the count, but he was clearly unable to continue. And the referee decided to stop it. And despite the loss, Hearns earned a tremendous amount of respect from fans, for this performance despite the loss, okay? He earned a lot of respect from that fight, and that's what catapulted him to superstar status, was that fight right there. Just Do Boxing in the building. Salute Just Do Boxing, The Voice, coming up at 4 p.m. I'm going to lead you right up to The Voice's doorstep at 4. Salute. Just Do Boxing, The Voice. He's been going in on them Devin Haney supporters the last couple of days. I've been feeling sorry for him. Wow, But I've been enjoying it too, though, thoroughly. And be back over there today. Can't wait till 4 o'clock. You get in there and see what The Voice talking about today. Y'all better not miss it. The Voice been on fire the last 2 days, man. Always on fire, but the last 2 days been wee. I ain't missing it. Okay. Now, yeah, Hearns lost that fight, but he got a lot of respect from it. That's what catapulted him into superstar status. Both of them, really. Him and Hagler. Okay. Now, after the fight, the level of competition and competitiveness in this fight, a rematch seemed to be a foregone conclusion, and it was highly anticipated. But for some reason, they never had the rematch. I was shocked by that, man. The way this fight went, 3 rounds, fight of the year, all the respect both of those guys got for that fight, they never had the rematch. I never understood that. Never had it. Nope. So after that fight, Hearns went up against James Shuler. Okay. James Shuler was an undefeated rising star. Okay. There's Hearns. That's Hearns and Hagler, excuse me. I meant to show you that during the Hagler situation. That's Hearns and Hagler doing their fight. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's Shuler right there. Now, yeah, James Black Gold Shuler. Now, Hearns defeated him with a devastating first-round knockout. That was in '86, the year after the Hagler fight. Okay, that was his next fight. Now, 1 week after this fight, Shuler was killed in a motorcycle accident. And Hearns had won the national NABF fight, the NABF belt from him. Okay, North American Boxing Federation belt. And at Shuler's funeral, Hearns gave the championship belt to Shuler's family, okay? And he told him Shuler deserved to keep the belt because he had had it longer than Hearns had it. Okay, that was a nice gesture. Giving it back to him. Because, you know, Shuler got Shuler on the screen. He got killed in an automobile accident a week after the fight. Yeah, that's him. Then after that, in March 1987, he scored a knockdown against Dennis Andres to win the WBC light heavyweight title with a 10th round stoppage at Cobo Hall in his home of Detroit. Then, later that same year, he had a 4-round destruction of Ron Rodon, who was 63-2 at the time, to claim the vacant WBC middleweight title. And that made him a 4-weight world champion. Okay, he had championships in 4 divisions at that point. Okay. Then after that, he got upset. Wait a minute, I think yeah, I'm right. No, I'm not. Here we go. After that, he suffered a huge upset. Doing that. He went up against Iran Barkley, okay? He lost the WBC middleweight title to Iran Barkley in a huge upset, okay? via third round TKO in June 1988 in a Fight Ring magazine named 1988 Upset of the Year. Barkley got him out of there in 3 rounds. That was a shocker. Nobody expected that. Nobody. And that was the Ring Magazine's Upset of the Year. Okay? That's not Barkley. That's James the Heat Kitchen there. Yeah, that's Barkley there. Okay? The one that upset him. Then he went up against the Heat. Okay? After the Barkley fight. His next fight was against James the Heat Kitchen. Good fight in November of '88. Returned to his winning ways with another world title against James the Heat Kitchen. And that was the inaugural WBO super middleweight title, okay? That was the first WBO super middleweight title fight because the WBO began operations in 1988. And with that title, he became the first boxer to win a world championship in 5 weight divisions. Thomas the Hitman Hearns. Yep. When he took James the Heat Kitchen title. Then came the rematch with Sugar Ray Leonard. Okay. Now I'd say that Sugar Ray he did beat Hearns the first time. But the second time Hearns outboxed Sugar Ray both times, but he got caught. His gas tank failed him and he got caught in that first fight. Sugar Ray needed a knockout and he got it. Now the second fight was a draw. But Hearns knocked him down 2 times. And I think he won that fight. Definitely outboxed Sugar Ray, but they called it a draw. Okay. So the rematch with Leonard. Now they had to wait all the way until 1989, because remember after the first fight, Leonard suffered a detached retina and retired. Okay. Yeah, that was a shocker. When Barkley got him in 3 rounds out, Booker, that was a real shocker, man. Nobody expected that. That was the upset of the year. Ring Magazine named that the upset of the year. Yes. Now the rematch with Leonard had to wait until 1989, okay, for the rematch. And this time it was for Leonard's WBC super middleweight title and Hearns' WBO title, okay, unification fight. This was his 6th super fight, right? A fight which much of the public believed Hearns won, including box story and Cat Sport. He knocked Sugar Ray down 2 times, in the 3rd round and the 11th round. However, the judges scored the fight a very, 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 very controversial draw. Okay? BVO Boxing TV, salute, bro. How are you today? Welcome to another episode of Cat Sports, the Box Story. We are talking about Thomas the Hitman Hearns today. We do a profile every Friday. Today is Thomas the Hitman Hearns. Just talking about that very controversial draw with Sugar Ray Leonard in their 2nd fight. Okay. I thought Hearns had won it, but the judges didn't, and that's who counts. Okay? That's who gets the final say, is the judges. And they said it was a draw. But Hearns did outbox him both times. Because remember, like I just said, he was winning the first fight. Sugar Ray needed a knockout to win. And he got it. 2nd fight, Hearns outboxed him again and got the draw. So that tells you how good of a boxer Hearns was. He outboxed the great Sugar Ray Leonard 2 times. Okay. And when Hearns first started his career, he was a light punching boxer. Emanuel Stewart brought that power out of him. Okay. Turned him into one of the most devastating powers of all time. Ring Magazine listed him as the 18th out of 100, the 18th best, most devastating puncher of all time. Number 18, that's not bad. When you think about all the devastating puncher we've had in boxing. But then in his later career, okay, early 90s, because he boxed till 2006. He had a 29-year career, 1977 all the way to 2006. Went in the Hall of Fame, and first ballot Hall of Famer, 2012. Okay. He went up to light heavyweight. On Virgil Hill. There's Hearns and Virgil Hill right there. He had one last great performance in 1991. He challenged undefeated light heavyweight, WBA light heavyweight champion, Virgil Hill. This was Virgil's 11th defense of his title. Now Hearns returned to his amateur roots in this fight and outboxed Virgil to win a convincing decision. Added a 6th world title to his illustrious career. Okay. And like I was saying earlier, Manny has 8 divisions, but Hearns actually went up more pounds than Manny. Manny went up like 43 pounds. Hearns moved up 50 pounds over his 5 weight divisions, but Manny was going through weight divisions like 3 pounds apart. So that's why he has more divisions than Hearns, but Hearns actually went up more pounds. Went up 50 pounds in his career and carried every bit of his power with him through all of them. Had the same fight-ending power at cruiserweight that he had at welterweight. Yes, he did. Same fight-ending power. Okay, so he goes up in 91 and takes Virgil Hill's title away from him. Okay, light heavyweight title. That was his 5th division and 6th title. Okay. 6th world title. Then on March 20th, 1992, he lost to Iran Barkley again. This time on a split decision. Lost his title. So you know how they say everybody, there's somebody for everybody. Barkley must have been that man for Hearns because he beat him twice. Okay. I think he only had 6 losses. 2 of them was Barkley. Yep. Then after that, he continued to fight and won his next 8 fights. Okay. On June 23rd, 1997, he appeared on a WWF telecast, performing in a storyline where he was taunted and challenged by professional wrestler Bret the Hitman Hart, who claimed that Hearns stole the Hitman nickname from him. Remember Bret the Hitman Hart, the wrestler? He claimed Hearns stole his hit name, so they went at it. Wow, I never knew Hearns had got into wrestling. Okay. Now, Hearns ended up attacking Jim Neidhart, the Hitman's partner, and knocking him down with a series of punches before officials entered the ring and broke up the confrontation. Now, November 6, 1998, Hearns had a boxing match which featured a rare double knockdown. In it, Hearns and his opponent, Jay Snyder, ended up landed punches simultaneously during the very first round. Hearns landed a devastating right hand to Snyder's chin, and Snyder caught Hearns with a left jab to Hearns' chin. Both went down. Hearns was able to get up before the referee got to 10. Snyder wasn't. Hearns won by first round knockout. Imagine that. Both caught each other on the chin and both went down. Yeah, Jim the Anvil, Alberger, that's right. Both caught each other on the chin and went down, but Hearns made it up before the referee counted him out. Snyder got counted out. On April 10th in 1999, Hearns went to England and beat Nate Miller by unanimous decision to win the IBO Cruiserweight title. Remember I told you the IBO, International Boxing Organization? That's one of the smaller titles, okay? In his next fight in April 2000, he lost that title to Uriah Grant. The first round was competitive. Hearns appeared hurt by a solid right to the jaw. Both fighters traded blows in the second until Hearns appeared to injure his right ankle. He was forced to retire injured at the end of the round. The crowd booed and Hearns took the microphone and promised the fans that he would come back. Fought 2 more times, winning both fights by TKO. His last fight was on February 4th, 2006 against Shannon Landberg, okay? And then a little bit about his personal life. Hitman, personal life. Oh, shoot. Excuse me for a minute. There we go. Melody Queen 27 in the building. Salute to the queen, one of the queens of the JBT. Melody Queen 27 in the building. Solid supporter there. Appreciate you, Queen. Okay, we're gonna look at the Hitman. We're looking at the Hitman Thomas Hearns today, winding down. A little early, so I always got a backup plan. But his personal life. Take a look at his personal life right quick. The Hitman. Thomas the Hitman Hearns. Okay. Personal life. The Hearns family is a fixture on the Detroit sports scene. His mother, Lois Hearns, who raised 9 children by herself, okay? She's a fight promoter, his mother. Their company is called Hearns Entertainment. They have promoted many cards, including the Mike Tyson versus Andrew Galata fight in 2000. His son, Ronald Hearns, is also a boxer. He fought on the undercard of his father's last couple of fights. He lives in Southfield, Michigan, a suburb of Detroit, and he serves as a reserve police officer with the Detroit Police Department. Now, due to personal financial issues, Hearns was forced to auction off his possessions at the auction block of Detroit, Michigan on April 3rd, 2010. Items included were a 1957 Chevy, 47-inch fountain boot, and a slew of collectible memorabilia. His debt to the IRS was $250,000. He took responsibility for repaying the entire debt, which he said was accrued from being overly generous toward his large extended family. That'll get you every time. That large extended family will get you every time when you got money. You got to be careful with that, Tommy. In 2012, Hearns was ticketed for parking in the middle of the road. He subsequently paid his ticket. His ticketing was featured in Parking Wars. Okay, there you have it. The Hitman, Thomas Hearns. Okay. Now let me, I got a little something for you. Hope everybody enjoyed the show. A little something about this guy. He was a black bare knuckles boxer. Let me see if I can get it up. I tried to pull it up before, I couldn't get it. But everybody ready? We got 4 cards tomorrow. Now, we got the one in Corpus Christi, Texas with the big baby, the second big baby. And then we got Manchester, England. We got a card in Santa Fe, Argentina. And we got a card in Osaka, Japan tomorrow. Yeah, we most certainly do. Hope everybody ready for the weekend because it's here. Oh, come on, Cass. There we go. Here it is, Thomas Peter Jackson. Yeah, this is about this black bare knuckles boxer. Get it up. Yeah. Yeah, next week is fight week for Devin and Ryan. Remember when we all thought we weren't going to get that fight in? Thought Ryan had lost his mind. But I think Ryan is going to be ready for this fight. Might mess around and win it. I don't think so. I think Devin will float around the ring and outboxing. Remember, Ryan couldn't cut the ring off on Chicago. No, he damn sure ain't gonna be able to cut it off on Devin. Devin accrues to a UD. But it's next week. How those tickets doing? They doing better? I don't know. There we go, I got it. Okay, now this is about this black bare knuckles boxer. His name was Peter Jackson. I don't have no picture of Peter. Sorry, I should have. I didn't know I was going to run short, though. Booker says, I hate that Hitman has so many devastating knockout losses. That's my guy. Yeah, he's a little messed up because you ever hear him talk? Anybody see that hot boxing with Mike Tyson when they had Thomas Hearns, Sugar Ray, Shane Mosley on there with Mike? And he is bad, man. His words are slurred and speaks slow. But hey, you know, the head is not meant to be hit upside like that. So, you know, it's part of the sport. You know, he's 65 years old, though. So, hey, Peter Jackson, 1861, 1901. Made it 40 years. Justin says, yeah, I seen. That was a good scene. That was a good show. Yeah, you saw that one, Justin? Yeah, you see how Hearns talks? Yeah. Yeah, Melanie Queen, I do too. That's just part of our sport, though, you know. It's unfortunate, but that's part of it. You know, they know what they're getting themselves in for, but it's still unfortunate. Because, you know, the brain is in the head and it wasn't meant to be beat on like that. But, you know, we love it. It's 4-hour entertainment. They make a lot of money, but, yeah, that's very unfortunate. Let's talk about this Peter Jackson guy, right? He was a professional bare-knuckle boxer, right? Peter Jackson, better known as the Black Prince, and Peter's a great. He was born on July 3rd, 1861 in Watergut, Christian, said Danish West Indies. It's now the U.S. Virgin Islands. I should have just said Virgin Islands in the first place. But it's now the Virgin Islands, okay? In 1861 when he was born, that's what it was known as, all those other names. His father was Peter Jackson Sr., warehouseman from Montego Bay, Jamaica. Information regarding his mother is not readily available. He attended the Moravian Day School at the Center Mission in La Grande, Princess for a brief period. However, his parents brought him to Australia when he was 6 years old in 1878. Wait a minute now. I was 6 years old in 1878, and the damn thing said 18. He was born in 1861. Not possible. He had to be 17 years old in 1868. Yeah, 17 years old, sorry. However, his parents took him to Australia when he was 17 years old, okay? Now, 1878, he came to New York City, searching for his oldest brother, James Jackson, whom he never located. Now, I read that wrong. His parents took him to Australia when he was 6 years old. But in 1878, he was 17 years old. He came to New York City looking for his oldest brother, James Jackson, who he never located. Okay. In 1882, when he was 21, he returned to Australia and began his fighting career. He won the Australian heavyweight title 4 years later in 1886, knocking out Tom Lees in the 10th round. That same year, he went to Dublin, Ireland, and won a match against Ireland's best fighter, 20-year-old Peter Marr, in 3 rounds. In 1888, he went to San Francisco, California, and defeated George Godfrey to become the champion in the World Colored Heavyweight Championship. Okay, I talked about that recently. Okay, and this was in the bare knuckles era. They had a World Colored Championship, and they also had a World Colored Championship in the gloved era. Okay, that was the championship where, because the white heavyweight boxers would not fight the black heavyweight boxers, so they formed the World Colored Championship for the black heavyweight boxers to compete for. Okay. This title was in place for African American boxers who were at that time not allowed to contend for the world heavyweight title because of racial discrimination. Now, although Jackson could not hold the title of world heavyweight champion, he collected $3,000 for beating Joe McAuliffe, a white boxer at the California Athletic Club. John L. Sullivan, who was then world heavyweight champion, because, you know, John L. Sullivan was bare knuckles champion and the first champion during the glove era, John L. Sullivan. Now, John L. Sullivan refused to fight Jackson because he was black, even though the two men had fought in earlier matches before Sullivan won the title. Same thing in the glove era. The white fighters would fight the black fighters, but once they won the title, then they would not fight them. In 1889, Jackson traveled to London, England, where he fought several matches, including one against the legendary Jim Smith at the New Pelican Club, Jim, in Soho, London. He defeated all opponents, beat everybody. Yes, appreciate that, Justin. Justin James has the JBT network in the chat. Anybody not subscribed to that, please subscribe to that. We got a meeting tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Everybody's welcome. And one of the most brutal fights that Jackson was in was with James Corbett in Benicia, California in 1891. Get this. That fight went on for 61 rounds and ended with no winner when both boxers collapsed. 61 rounds. Ended up in a draw. Neither fighter could continue. Because, back then, that's how you want to fight. When one couldn't continue, there was no such thing as a decision. It's called the no decision era. And in this fight, neither fighter could continue. Wow, I don't think probably wasn't too many draws in that era. A year later, in 1892, he fought Frank Slavin at the National Sporting Club in London. Knocked him out in the 10th round. Jackson retired after that fight. At this point, Jackson had fought 28 of the best fighters in the world and remained undefeated. It ain't undefeated. In 1893, Jackson toured with the theatrical production of Harriet Beecher Stowe, Uncle Tom. He was the second black man to perform the role of Uncle Tom. Jackson returned to the ring in 1898 at the age of 37. He lost to future champion James J. Jeffries on a 4th round knockout. Peter Jackson's overall professional boxing record included 45 fights that were won, 28 no contests, 27 not calculated as a win, loss, or draw, 5 losses, and 3 draws. Peter Jackson, who had been refused the opportunity to compete for the World Heavyweight Championship because of the color of his skin, died on July 13th, 1901, of tuberculosis in Sydney, Australia. He was 40 years old. In 1990, Jackson was posthumously inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame. In 2004, he was added to the Australian National Boxing Hall of Fame in the Pioneers category. I'm gonna drop the link in now because we still got like a half hour before the voice. Anybody want to come and chop it up? We can do that. Let me put it in there. And if I can't get it in, Aunt McQueen, if he's still in here, we'll put it in. He's done it before. Didn't get the link in, and I looked up. Aunt was backstage, but it's coming. But everybody ready? We got 4 cards tomorrow. We also got a JBT meeting tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Everybody's welcome. Just Hardcore will have the link available in the morning. We welcome everybody and all their ideas. Come on by and chop it up with us. We still got some positions to fill. We need a treasurer. We need a secretary. And some other positions. Maybe somebody in here can fill one of those positions. Bear with me for a minute. Bear with me. I done got off my page. But maybe somebody here can fill one of those positions. Today is the 12th, right? And remember, after the fight tomorrow, we JBT does a after fight thing. Now we talk about the fight after the fight. I don't know whose channel was going to be on this time. We all take turns. We've done it on the Rise podcast. We've done it on Just Do. So tomorrow it will be J Hardcore, Remo, Aunt McQueen. I will be last. Okay. So, and we all link our channels in. We'll try to anyway, so that it will be available on all of our channels. So look for that tomorrow, 5 minutes after the fight. Probably likely will be on J Hardcore, not on Cast Sports tomorrow. It'll be on mine in about a month because we got 3 more people to go before it gets to me. J Hardcore, Aunt McQueen, Remo, then me. Okay, I'm last. Okay, here's the link. So I got everything set up, copy, paste. Oh, wait a minute. Gotta be quiet for a minute. Okay, I left something out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I didn't. Here we go. Now, copy and paste. Here's the link. Anybody want to come up and chop it up? You can come on down. You got like a half hour. Then we're gonna go over here and see what the Voice is talking up, because the Voice been chopping up them Devin Haney fans the last couple of days, and I've been loving it. I have been absolutely loving it. But this is the JBT network, and remember, it's early in the JBT day. I'm just the second act. Okay, we got Just Do Boxing at 4. J Hardcore spins the block back in the hangout at 8, and the Mighty Rise podcast at 9 to close it down in style. Okay. Don't miss that. Might see Calvin Ford, Kenny Atlas. Who knows? You might see the face of boxing yourself in there. Who knows? Only in the JBT, right? Just boxing talk. That's all we're doing. Just boxing talk. And the bad man is fighting tomorrow, Abdullah Mason. You know, Abdullah gets him out of there early. He don't play with the spoon. What y'all think about Boots and Conor Ben? Think Conor Ben got a chance? I heard that's happening. I'm not sure how true it is. I heard a rumor that that's going to be happening. It'll be nice. I'll just be glad to see the young man get back in there. It would be a good thing because he's been out since July, remember? Man haven't fought since last July. It's not good. But you know, he's not the first fighter to get ducked. Marvin Hagler was ducked like that back in the 70s, okay, before. Look how he turned out. He couldn't get anybody to fight him, couldn't get a title shot in the 70s. He ended up winning the title in the 80s and reigned for 8 years. 7 years as champion. So, you know, Boots to get his. He should just jump on up to 154. That would probably be his best bet. Because I think those guys up there will fight him. I really do. Tenzu. Where's Brian Castano at? He just disappeared dropped off the face of the earth after he lost that fight to Jamel, the second fight. They said that Canelo card is pretty good. I think only Mayo. Canelo changed his mind about fighting in Mexico. Remember he said that? Last time I checked, Jaime Munguia is Mexican. Canelo says his fight with Jaime is very important for Mexico. May 4th, T-Mobile Arena in Vegas. Some fans are critical about Canelo changing his mind about not fighting Mexico. Self-serving move to make easy money. Fighting the deeply flawed Munguia while ignoring David Benavidez. Benavidez's parents are Mexican and Ecuadorian. Wow. He'll never fight David. But Canelo says Benavidez has pushed too hard for a fight, has not shown the same respect that Munguia has. Yeah, Canelo wants people to kiss his ass, man. Them guys need to stop doing that. Munguia running around talking about it's the honor to fight Canelo. Say that after the fight, man. Come on now. Jamel sitting up in there like he wants to ask Canelo for his autograph. Caleb playing in the ring asking Canelo how he's doing. Come on, man. But Benavidez wasn't trying to curry it like that. That's why he couldn't get the fight. Canelo wanted him to kiss his ass, man. No, nobody doing that. These people are supposed to be getting in there trying to beat you. It's boxing. Yeah, Abdullah about to whoop on him, Al Booger. You can't wait for that one, Justin. And that doesn't take long. Abdullah. I think his last 2 fights was like 2 rounds. I believe this might be his first 8-rounder. Now this guy, Big Baby, is fighting. I never heard of him. Anybody ever heard of this guy that Big Baby is fighting? I have never heard of the guy. I said his name a little while ago. I forgot it already. Now, if your Jogboy is on the card, wouldn't it have been nice if him and Big Baby were fighting each other? That would have been great. I thought he would have stepped up a little more by now, too. But hey, it is what it is. At least he's going to be in action tomorrow. 4 cards altogether, remember? You know, but the one in Japan, I know we got ESPN Plus, and then the Zone. I don't know. There's one in somewhere in Argentina and Osaka, Japan. I don't know what channel they on. This is a pretty good card, though. You know, a Jogba, Kasasia, Abdullah Mason. And Big Baby is fighting the guy named Riyad Murhi. I have no idea who he is. Never heard of him. Let's take a look at him. Riyad Murhi, Ryadmerhy. Riyad Murhi. Let's take a look at Riyad. Riyad Murhi. Let's see. RYAD. Come on. RYAD. MERHY. Let's take a look at his box right quick, since we ain't doing nothing else. Finished up the profile kind of early. I'm gonna have to start get a couple backup plans on Fridays, you know. Now those decade shows, they go right through. He's from Belgium. Okay. Riyad Murhi. 31 years old. 34 fights. Okay. He's won 32 and lost 2. Has 26 knockouts. Okay. I keep hitting my big fingers. Okay. Yeah, it's dropped. It's in there, BVO. You don't see it? Let me drop it again. I'll drop it again. Okay. Yeah. Dropping the link for BVO. Come up and help me finish the show. BVO boxing. Okay, here it comes. Okay, there it is, BBO. It's back in there. Yeah. Link in there. Yeah, I was talking about Riyad Murray. Anybody ever heard of him? I sure haven't. He's got 34 fights, 31 years old. Used to fight at cruiserweight from Belgium. There you go. Here's BBO. All right, there we go. There we go. What's up, BBO?
Yo, what's going on, my brother? I love the show, man.
I appreciate it. How are you today?
Man. You forgot that, my man Tom like to take a nap. He like to take a nap in the middle of that ring, man. That's the one thing he had.
The chin?
Yeah, he had a chin problem.
Yeah. That's what happened with that Sugar Ray, that first fight, He had to fight one, but Sugar Ray needed a knockout and he got it, Yeah.
I always thought Tommy Hearns could beat Floyd because of that reach. I always thought he would beat Floyd.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. He also had a gas tank problem too, Say it again? No, he also had a little gas tank problem too, Hearns did,
Yeah, but 15 rounds, that's a lot of rounds, man.
I'm serious. Yeah, it was. They was going 15 back then. Had it been 12, he would have won it.
Yeah. Because my favorite guy from back then was, of course, Roberto Duran, who I think is a great fighter.
Oh, yeah.
I just love how Duran to be in the middle of the ring, let you get yours off, and then punish. I miss that.
Kind of like Matias a little bit. He lets you cheat off on him a little bit and then come back and say, okay, my turn. And that run he had in the 70s, man.
Floyd was real good at that, too. Because I see Shakur trying to do that. He tried to do something that let you trade. Not his last fight. His last fight, he put on his running shoes. I guess he was trying out for the cross-country team, but...
I see what you're saying. That fight, what was it, the Japanese guy a couple fights ago, he did do that. He let the guy kind of hit him. You remember? I can't think of his name right now.
Yeah,
what was it?
Yoshino.
Yoshino. Yeah, he did do that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The only thing I always say, sometimes with these fighters, man, I kind of miss when fighters were like unique. Now, a lot of fighters are like Frankenstein, like they a bunch of different people in one. Well, I like when guys came and it was like, that was their style. When you seen Duran, that was his style.
That was his style,
like, I always tell that against Floyd. People get mad when I say this, but he's like Sugar Ray Leonard, Duran, and he's a little bit of Pernell Whitaker. I mean,
yeah, definitely Pernell. Yeah,
you can see them all in, It's just I don't know how you look at that, but
I agree.
What you think about that Ryan? What you think about Devin and Ryan fight? Who you got winning? I know you probably got Ryan, but I was wondering.
No, I got Devin. I got Devin winning. I got him by unanimous decision.
Oh, so you think he gonna run from King Ryan?
No, he gonna box him. He gonna do what he do. He gonna box him. Ryan's not gonna be able to cut him off. Ryan couldn't cut the ring off on Tago, remember? He ain't gonna be able to cut it off on Devin.
Yeah, I was hoping that Devin would trade with him a little bit, man. I don't know.
Yeah. Who you think? Who you got? You got Devin? Oh shit, what happened? He dropped off. BBO dropped off on me. Yeah, Yoshino Al Booger. Yeah. That was a good point. He did kind of let Yoshino get a little in on him. And Shakur stood there and really was kind of offensive in that Yoshino fight, though.
Yeah, but that's somebody who couldn't hurt him. That's the thing. I don't like those where guys, they talk a big game, because the thing is, I remember he fought the one guy, and Shakur said, "Oh, he's a cop. I'ma get him. He's a cop."
Oh, the African guy.
Yeah, and the moment he hit him, he was running. I had never seen a Puerto Rican run like that. I thought he could have been the Olympics, man.
Yeah, he was on the defense in that one. What was his name? Nakatilla.
Nakatilla, that's who it was. Yeah, remember
Yeah.
that? Oh, you a cop, I'm gonna
Yeah, I
punish
remember
you. That's what happened with what's the guy he just fought, man? Santos.
Oh,
when Santos hit him, he
yeah.
said, "Oh, he might knock me out."
I think he was hurt a little bit or something too going into that fight.
I mean, excuses, man. It's the fight game. I don't want to hear your excuses, man. I want to see you
too.
go in there and dominate, because it's been times when Ali wasn't 100%.
Yeah.
Ali lost to a guy who had 8 fights. You never heard him complain. He just came back and beat him.
But I was asking you before you dropped off, who you got in the Devin and Ryan?
Oh, I got Ryan by knockout in the 8th.
You got Ryan catching him? Oh man.
Yeah.
Around what round? How long you think it'll last? When will it get him?
I think it'd be the 8th or 9th round.
Oh man, that's interesting. Okay. Yeah.
You gotta remember that Devin was getting hit all night by Lomachenko. Lomachenko was about to stop him. I feel like this. If Loma didn't have that crazy ego, he would have beat T.O. and Devin. But that ego messed him up.
I mean, because what you mean?
What I'm saying is, like, the fact that he would take off the 12th round, and both. If
you
think about both fights,
no,
they were exactly the same.
That's crazy, man. He did that both
times. Off the 12th round.
That's crazy. That's the last round you want to take off, especially in a close fight. Like both fights was close too.
And that's what happens when guys fighting amateurs too long. They don't understand that no one cares about your being punches. Nobody cares about that. They want to know that you finishing.
Yeah. But I was surprised, with the experience that Loma has and everything, him doing that, taking the last round off. And he did it both times.
He does that. Because
he admitted it. Yeah.
And you see, he got back there crying like a newborn when they stole it from him.
And he said it after the fight. I took the 12th round off. Yeah. What you expect? It was a close fight, man.
Yeah.
I guess he thought he had it.
But I will say that was a robbery, though, man. That was a robbery.
You think so? I had Loma winning it too. I had Loma edging it. Yeah.
I had it 7-5 to me.
Now, if he would have fought that 12th round, he probably would have got that fight. You know that?
Yeah.
He probably would have went on and gave it to him. So that's crazy. Yeah. But you think he had it without the 12th round, right?
No, I didn't think he had it without the 12th round. I thought it was a draw.
Okay, yeah.
I thought it was a draw, but then I said at the end of the day, I thought he won 7-5, but that's just me.
Yeah, I did too.
All Devin really did was throw those body shots, what were good, but he was popping Devin's head like a balloon, like when the kids play with the balloon, keeping it in the air. Yeah, his head was flying everywhere.
And when it got to being late, Devin looked like he didn't have no answer for nothing Loma was doing,
Remember, he said that in the corner.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
I don't think you know. And see, that's the thing about the fighters now. They're a little bit weaker mentally. I never forget in that Santos fight when Shakur told his grandfather, "You want me to brawl with him?"
Right.
And he knew if he would have said anything else, he would have broke his confidence. So he said, "No, keep doing what you're doing, son." Now that hinders a trainer if he got to worry about your emotions in that ring, man.
I know.
That's the case. That shouldn't be the case.
Yeah,
you should have somebody like my man Angie. What do you say? You're blowing it, kid. You're blowing it.
Right. And Sugar Ray went out there and got it done. Yeah.
Yeah.
He needed a knockout, and he went out there and got it, man. Yeah. What do you think about Big Baby tomorrow? I thought he would have been stepping up a little bit more by now. You ever heard of this guy he's fighting? Was it Murray? Something like that.
I think he's another Amazon driver, but
man.
That's just what, what's funny? If you remember when he fought Prince Charles Martin, and Prince Charles Martin, if he would have had a little bit more, would have stopped him. It let me know. And I'm from Ohio, the greatest city, greatest state in the world, man.
Okay, from Ohio, okay.
And I just know Big Baby just don't have the goods, man. When I see them crying like a newborn with Roy about pressure, I say he just don't got it. He don't got it.
And he said that he don't like boxing or something. He only gonna do it for 3 years. Remember?
Yeah.
That's crazy. And he's
What
showing
he
it by
said,
the.
I don't care if I'm champion or not. That's what he said recently. I don't care if I become champion or not.
And he's
You don't
showing
talk
it by
like
the
that.
type of people. By the type of people he's fighting, he's showing it.
Yeah.
Because I thought it would be. I would have liked to see him in a job where they both on the card. I would have liked to see them fighting each other.
I think his name is Richard Torres. That's the guy. That's
Yeah.
That's the next
Torres.
American. Yeah. Torres is the next American guy for us to.
Because he fought. Wasn't he on the Tim Tszyu card?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like him.
Looks spectacular, man. Looks spectacular.
He got 100% KO rate so far too. Yeah, I like Richard, man. Yes.
Yeah.
Now, he's American.
Yeah, he's Mexican, but you know that's American.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Richard. He's gonna be nice. He's gonna be one to keep your eye on. He got about 9 fights now. I think he's 9-0 with 9 knockouts, something like that.
Yeah, he can fight. I think the only thing with him is he's too small, and I think that's gonna be his issue, man. When you 6'2", 6'1", this ain't the old heavyweight division. This is a new super heavyweight division.
This is the new one.
You need to be at least
that's why they made
6'5"
that cruiserweight. That's why they made that cruiserweight division, man. For those smaller guys, just stay down there at cruiserweight, because they didn't have it back when Frazier and Rocky, all them was fighting. You know?
No. I think Joe Louis was 180 pounds, you know.
That's all. That's all.
Same thing with Rocky Marciano, man. He was
Rocky too. They would have been cruiserweights nowadays.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think Joe Louis, and people don't agree with me. Joe Louis is the greatest heavyweight to ever live.
I do too. I said that. I've been saying that because you know that run he had, those 25 title defenses. You got to look at what he was doing while he was making those defenses, man. That's the greatest type stuff Joe Louis was doing. That run he had the 40s.
Yeah,
I've been saying that. You can ask people that.
People hold that Jersey Joe fight against it because Jersey Joe, which is what became Muhammad Ali later. That's, to me, Jersey Joe is the birth of a Muhammad Ali, just the first version, like a Dr. J is the birth of a Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan, exactly.
They always say, because Jersey Joe gave him a little bit of movement.
Yeah.
You know, and he struggled, but he beat him to death.
He won.
He gonna catch. What did Cuss always say? You might run. Like he told Ali to his face, you might run. But Joe's gonna catch up to you and stop you. And I don't know if you ever watched them. I'm a boxing nerd. I don't know if you ever watched them old shows. I remember one time Muhammad was on there with his idol Sugar Ray Robinson, and they had Joe Louis. He had just had surgery. And
I didn't see that one, but I do watch him. But I didn't see that one.
Yeah, he said, Muhammad, I had a bum of the month tour, and you would have been on the tour.
Damn. Yeah. Customato used to always get on Ali about what Joe Louis would have did to him too.
Yeah. I think Cuss too, man. You know the funny thing about Cuss, man.
Yeah.
Don't get enough credit for what he did for black boxing.
Not even close, man.
There wouldn't have been no black boxing without Customato. Crazy as it sounds, that stuff that hold us back is not that far from now. That wasn't that long ago, better yet.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, Cuss don't get the credit he deserved, man. Not at all.
Like the first time we seen that peekaboo style was with Floyd Patterson, of all people.
Yeah, from Customato.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's funny you say that because I'm doing a show on Customato next week.
Yeah, that's gonna be good. I'm gonna be here for that, man.
Yeah, Jay Hardcore asked me. I think it's gonna be about next Wednesday. Next Wednesday. Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna be in the house for that, man. Because Cuss don't get enough credit.
No,
you know what I will say? Customato was such a good matchmaker because he saved Floyd. He actually made Floyd Patterson a champion. Because we all know Sonny Liston would have beat him to death every time, anytime. Because I think he got the record for most knockdowns as a champion.
Who's that? Floyd?
Floyd Patterson, because he kept getting knocked down. That was his thing.
Yeah, and he was the first 2 times. He was the first one to lose it and win it back, though. Floyd was, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't think, I'll be honest with you, I don't think Floyd Patterson was a great fighter. I think he was good for his time. Yeah. But I don't think he was up there. I don't think he's up there with the greats, man.
Yeah, that's a very good observation there, yeah. Yeah. He just was in an opportune era, when he was champion. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, yeah. He
Like
wasn't great. He wasn't
Tyson
great.
Fury
Say it
Tyson
again.
Fury wouldn't be no champion back in the 70s. He
Oh,
wouldn't be no
hell
champion.
no.
They would
It's
have
just
knocked
the era he
his
in.
butt out.
Exactly. He just at the right time. In the 70s, oh no, he wouldn't be no champ. He'd be a journeyman or something in the 70s, man. Kind of like
What's
a Jerry
that dude?
Cooney.
He a big. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Just a good guy. Just a good guy who can fight a little bit.
Right.
And to be honest, I love Deontay Wilder, but at the end of the day, he wouldn't have been able to be champion either because I could just see Larry Holmes stabbing him to death.
Not in this. Yeah, Wilder wouldn't have been no champion back in the 70s. No. And a lot of them guys like, who's that?
Go ahead.
Who?
Go ahead. No, go ahead. My bad. Mama said, go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say a lot of them guys like Shavers and them that didn't get titles in this era, they would be champions. Shavers never won the title, but he would be now. He just put in the wrong era. You know what I mean?
Or even my guy Ken Norton, man, who beat Ali 3 times.
Yeah.
And never got his. I mean, he beat Ali 3 times. That's crazy when you think about it.
I just said that too. Ali never beat Norton. No, he didn't.
Man, if I beat a mofo 3 times, bro, you got to give me at least 2 of them. Come on.
Norton was 3-0 against that man. And the closest Ali came was the second fight, but he didn't win that one either. He didn't win none of them, I don't think.
The second fight was the best one to me. The second fight was the best one. Though.
It was. But I gave that one to Norton too. Yeah. All 3 of them.
I think 3 of Ali's 5 losses came from Eddie Futch fighters, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really? Okay. I did not know that.
Yeah.
I did not know
think
that.
about it. He had 5 losses. 3 of them came from Eddie Frazier.
Frazier. Yeah.
Norton. They all came.
Eddie Futch. I never made that connection, but that's true. Who was the third one? Eddie Futch fighter that beat him. Frazier, Norton, Berwick, Holmes, and somebody else. Frazier, Norton, Berwick, Holmes, and who was the other man that beat Ali? I can't even remember that.
Spinks. I guess it would be
Leon Spinks.
I don't think Spinks was trained by Futch.
No, I was just saying he was the 5th one. The 5th person we was looking for was Leon Spinks. Remember?
Yeah.
Was Berwick trained by Futch?
Yeah, Berwick was.
Okay.
But I don't count that fight. I don't count that fight.
Which ones? Berwick?
Yeah. Oh, you're right. It was Leon Spinks. My mistake. It was Leon Spinks, not Berwick. I hate that Berwick fight because Ali was too old. Yeah, and it looked like Berwick was trying to kill him. Like he was trying to kill him. I hate to say it like that. That's what it looked like.
And he had no business fighting Holmes neither. Those last 2.
He should have retired. He fought Spinks.
That should have been it.
When he got that win, should have been it.
Yep, when he regained that title, he should have went. He should have left after that. Yeah. Yep, that should have been it. Yeah.
3-time, was it 3-time 3-time heavyweight champion? That record will never be that'll never be beat again.
And that's what he would have ended up known as. He wouldn't have had that Holmes and Berwick on there,
Yeah, Berwick, I put like this. Berwick remind me of how that's how your boy Bud did Errol Spence, man.
Yeah, that was bad, man. That was bad.
Hey, you know what's funny? Because Bud is such a butthole, we ain't get to see him against better guys because he don't know how to do his business, man.
That's true. Yeah.
What you think about the whole boot signing to the zone?
Who's over there for the fight other than Conor Ben? I can't name another welterweight over there. Huh?
He want to be the next Boo Andre, man. That's what he wants.
Yeah,
he want to take the money.
I know, man.
And then he gonna cry later. Oh, I didn't get the fight. So these boxers, man, they always make me laugh. It'll be the same thing all over again.
Now I know Eddie got some more welterweights, but I can't name one other than Conor Ben.
I know they got that guy Virgil Ortiz up there at 54.
Yeah, he's at 54. That's where Boots should go. Well, I don't understand it. Those guys will fight him too up there.
Oh yeah.
So
just
I don't know why he
wants first. Just imagine Boots versus Jamel Charlo. That's my favorite fight, Jamel Charlo.
I would like to see that one too, yeah. I would like to see Bud against Jamel. What you think about that one? Bud and Jamel.
I think Bud would knock him out. That's why I wouldn't want to see it. Because I see, to me, Boots play in the ring too much. You can't play in the ring as much as he do and not go to bed. He played too much for me. And that's just me.
And if you're doing it against the lower level, it's going to become a habit, and you're going to mess around and do it against the wrong person in there, man, you know?
He got a little James Toney in him. He kind of smelling stuff like James Toney used to. That's his problem to me.
Yeah, I hear
you. James Toney could have been the greatest, man. He could have been one of the greatest.
James,
but he didn't take the sport serious.
I know he had problems with his weight, you know, at one point, but he got it together late, you know. But the early part, he didn't. You're right. He didn't take it too serious.
Burger King.
Yeah.
Whenever I go by Burger King, my daughter screaming that. But hey, I just wanted to send some love, man. I appreciate you letting me come up. Man. I'm about to get out of here.
Yeah, we're gonna get ready for the voice. You gonna be at the meeting tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll talk to you then. I appreciate you coming up, helping me finish the show off today.
Oh, you take care, man.
You too. That's BVO Boxing TV, everybody. Anybody not subscribed to him, get over there and subscribe to the brother. Part of the JBT network. And we're going to put another Cat Sports in the history books. Hope everybody enjoy the fights tomorrow. Don't forget, the meeting is tomorrow at 1. And after the fights, 5 minutes after the last fight, the JBT network goes on to analyze the fights. I don't know which channel. Likely going to be Jay Hardcore's channel tomorrow. Don't quote me on that, but I think so. Okay, who do we have in the building today? We had Ray oh, that's yesterday. We had Melanie Queen 27, BVO Boxing TV, Just Do Boxing The Voice, The Mighty Rise Podcast, Bruce Gas Boxing Jazz and more, Ray Patterson, Lonnie Lee #JBT, Attentive Aunt McQueen, Justin James #JBT, E-Class, Mike Rhyme, Mike Mason, BN Boxing News, and Miss Cass #JBT. Appreciate everybody for stopping by. Everybody have a good weekend. But we got Just Do Boxing coming up. We got Jay Hardcore at 8, Rise Podcast at 9. Just Do Boxing already in progress. See y'all over there. Cat Sports.